How many of you think of yourself as a leader? Life's lessons from a non-leader who has led. This lecture will be divided into 5 parts. It will be lessons I have learned about leadership from the years I've been lucky enough to be in a position to learn about leading, and the mistakes and triumphs that come with the day-to-day grind of trying to be the best servant leader I can be. To begin this session, I want you to watch a short TED video, something I'd never heard of outside of a 60 Minutes piece, but have come to enjoy while preparing for this class about what, frankly, was and is the foundation of my leadership philosophy. What can I do to help those around me? The video shows Drew Dudley explaining everyday leadership and a small act of kindness that led to life-changing moments for the people he encountered. I hope you enjoy it. I found it both profound and interesting that he spoke of lollipop moments and made it seem so simple to make those moments for others. My lollipop moment came in 1984 after my volunteer work began, but long before I thought of myself as a leader in athletic training. You see my lollipop moment now. It's a letter from Pinky Newell after the 1984 annual meeting in Nashville, where I was on the local committee as the banquet's chairman. My job was to coordinate banquets with the members of the National Convention Committee who is in charge of the banquets. If you do not know who Pinky Newell was, I hope you will before the end of this course as you read Beyond the Shoebox. Pinky is a legend in athletic training, an icon if there's such a thing in athletic training. He's the person who most deserves credit for dragging our profession and association into a modern profession. His vision was the founding building block for NATA, education, certification, and on and on. Even as a young 29-year-old, I knew who Pinky Newell was, and when I met him in Nashville, for me it was like meeting a rock star, Brad Pitt, or the President of the United States. It was huge. We were backstage at the annual Pinky Newell Athletic Training Student Luncheon that, as you can see, bore his name then, and the scholarship event at the annual meeting, which is still named for him. Our exchange was probably no longer than a minute, and with my mouth agape, I was hoping not to embarrass myself in front of the one person everyone put first in NATA lore. I went home after the convention and cherished the brief encounter, inspired by the kind exchange we had, but put no further hope into seeing him again, and out of the blue, this letter arrived. That he would take the time to write a very low-level, really unimportant volunteer was earth-shaking to me. My lollipop moment. I hope it's legible enough for you to read it, but really it isn't the words he wrote, but the fact that he remembered me and wanted to thank me for some encounter that couldn't have meant a hill of beans to him, but became a touchstone moment for me. What made it even more poignant to me, and in a sad way, more important, is that Nashville would be Pinky's last convention as he passed away in the fall of 1984. What Pinky taught me is that my lollipop moment became an impetus to try to be other athletic trainers' lollipop moment too. From that day forward, I've written thousands of notes, mostly to athletic trainers, in which I try to tell them what they mean to me, NATA, or the profession, in a 3-inch by 3-inch square. I know some of these may be read with a jaundiced eye, especially in today's cynical world, but I also know that some have become a lollipop moment, and that makes me proud to carry on what Pinky taught me. 2 quick examples. There's an athletic trainer featured prominently in Far Beyond the Shoebox for his many contributions to NATA. He's another leader without peer whom, as I like to say, I couldn't carry his scissors. His contributions, whether you know it or not, have made what you do possible, including giving us standing and respect from all whom we serve. When I first met him, I have no idea how long ago, but suffice it to say, it was before many of you taking this course were born. I wrote him a note in which I tried to sum up what an honor it was to meet him, to spend some time with him, and what he means to me in all we do. Like all my notes, I stuck it in the mail and never thought another thing about it. Some time later, I saw him again and he stopped me because he wanted to tell me something. He said that he appreciated my note a great deal, so much so that he put it in his wallet and carries it everywhere he goes. Now, this was many years ago, and that may no longer be the case. But imagine how it made me feel to tell someone how much they meant to me, then for them to say that it had, in essence, been a lollipop moment to them. The second moment just happened in the last year. I went to a meeting which was attended by reps from all the NATA committees. As a part of the weekend, there were group meetings for the 200 or so who were there to meet and greet. At one of the meals, I sat down at a table and started visiting with a young lady next to me. I generally am very introverted, and this type of thing is hard for me to do, but as a leader, I felt I needed to visit. Come to find out, she was a member of the National Athletic Training Student Committee, and might have been even more nervous than me in this type of setting. We had a great time visiting, and I was so impressed with her. For background, the student committee was part of one of my last initiatives as president. It was called Involve and Evolve, so ego aside, I hope, I'm very proud of this committee and the great work that they have and are doing. So I did what I've always done since 1984 after I got home. I wrote notes. I don't write them like I did in previous years, like when I wrote over 100 notes for the 2000 CETA annual meeting. But I had a few to write to thank people, to brag on people, and to let some know how good it was to see them. One note was to this young leader. As with the other note I talked about, I wrote it, and I sent it, and never put another thought into it until, at the annual meeting in June, following the January note, I ran into this young lady at the packed breakfast and said hello. She recognized me and lit up like a Christmas tree, and proceeded to tell me how much she appreciated my note. I was fine until she said she let her mom read it, and before her mom was done, she was in tears, not from sadness, but because she was so proud of her daughter and the impact she had had on me as a young leader in one brief encounter, a la Pinky Newell. I was embarrassed that I made her mom cry, but appreciated that my sincere and true words had such an effect on the young athletic trainer and her mom. Well, I had unknowingly hit the lollipop jackpot, 2 for the price of 1. In this lecture, I will share with you my in the trenches, experiential life's lessons in leadership that, when combined with the other information you get in the course, will help provide you with both the on-the-ground and theoretical information to give you a starting foundation for athletic training leadership.